So when I first connected with Dr. Mansi, we just connected, and I talked to her probably a couple weeks ago. She just has this bold energy about her. She's a Sagittarius, bold, adventurous, typical Sagittarius. Love it. I like to have, a diverse group of people. Like some people are like, we'll talk to Katie. Katie's just like this gentle soul. Then we have like, I embrace all of who you guys are. I really see the highest version of who you are. And Mansi is just, and I love to, I want to just comment. I saw on your Instagram, you were teaching something. It was like a video that you did. And I'm like, damn, like she's just on fire. So I celebrate you. I'm proud of you. I'm so glad that you're here. And if you want to just introduce yourself a little bit and we'll get started. Yeah,
absolutely. So first of all, good morning, good afternoon. You guys are all so amazing. I love the energy in this group. It's not always that you find this very heart-centered group that you can belong to and feel comfortable. Like, imagine how much we have kind of poured our heart out, like because it's a safe space that Christina has created, and I love that. And I'm all about that, like where people feel safe to share their stories, because the breakthrough will come from that. And piggyback on Miriam, actually, I took a lot of notes and kind of also understood what happened in my journey, because sometimes you're like, why did I do that? And you don't have the answer to it. But then when you go deeper with someone like Christina or Miriam, you know what led you there, because you don't always have the answers, and somebody else has them. So that's why having coaches is so important. So a little bit about me. I am from India, born and brought up there. And I did my bachelor's in pharmaceutical sciences in Mumbai. And then I came here on the immigration status through my grandma. And when I came, I was looking, I already had that background in pharmaceutical sciences. I was like, what should I do? So I just finished a few more requisites that were left for Pharm D to apply. And then I got into Pharm D, boom, like not even thinking if this is the path I want to take, if I'm aligned with it. And then funny enough, but in pharmacy school, I got really sick at the age of 24 in second year. And it was all from lifestyle, not eating well, nutrition being compromised, gut problems were major. Stepped on a recliner for 4 months in pharmacy school, and it was a block system, so had to do 90% pass or fail. I think it took a toll on me, but then I had my awakening that I want to go in a path of lifestyle medicine. So I was like, okay, I'm already here. Let's finish it. Let's get licensed. So I got licensed in Nevada and California. That was also very hard.
I love how you say it's so okay. You're like, yeah, I did this. Oh, but and then like you don't even like stop for a beat. You're like, yeah, I got into pharmacy school, and then like you're incredible. Oh my God.
I just didn't know what else to do. I was like, okay, I'm really good at memorizing. Let's just get done with something. Because in our culture, I don't know if you guys know, but you're not considered human if you do not have like a big degree. So you're not respected enough. So I was like, I got to get something done, right? So just boom, 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 not even thinking, and got it done. But then it got me sick in the process. And that's why I was like, okay. Plus, then I checked all the labor laws in all the states while I was in pharmacy school. I was like, if I'm going to practice, which is the most holistic state to practice? And I found out it was California. So it took me 9 months to pass the California test, because I failed it the first time, and it was just by 1 point, but you still fail it. It doesn't matter if you got 89, they don't care. So then I had to retake it. That took a toll on me. All that, like you get so exhausted just finishing your school. You're like, how am I going to practice this? Like, is this realistic? And then I would see all the conditions in the retail pharmacy, and I'm like, how is this human? Like, people are accepting this as a norm, and I'm not feeling it. So instead of, like, I was surprised, guys, because in India, we do a lot of things as community. So like, we do not do anything alone. Like, I have at my parents' house, we have like 4 people helping us with home chores and cooking. And I'm like, and then all my friends are always there as a support system. So I'm like, this is very individualistic, and it's stressing me out to be alone. And I think that was one thing that was the hardest, to learn how to love my own company, be my own best friend, because people didn't have the time to hang out with me all the time like we have it in other countries, because we have major bills to pay here. We have major goals to achieve. And I respect that. I'm like that. But then I feel like along with that, we should kind of have that sense of community. That's why this is what we are here, right? Like, because we love that and it attracts us. So then I was like, okay, I don't want to go into anything to do with pharmacy. I became a holistic nutritionist. And I started my functional medicine practice. That was not even a term that was coined yet. I started getting paid clients in 2014. So I was just kind of blown away. I was like, okay, I guess people are listening to me. Let's just kind of keep doing this. And then I did a lot of pro bono work too, because I wanted to just help people and have testimonials in the beginning. Yeah. Launch a functional studio / lifestyle medicine sanctuary in India. Got arranged marriage through my parents' choice. I liked the guy, but I wasn't like gung-ho about like getting married to him. But then my parents liked him more. So then they started pressuring me that, oh, you're never gonna get a guy so perfect, like multi-millionaire and lawyer and studying in Australia. Like all of that is so important in our culture, and your parents will guide what you want to do.
Yeah.
Got married. It didn't go as it was on paper. It was very, very, very toxic. He was control freak. He was a great guy, but he had a lot of issues that he didn't deal with and from his childhood. So he resorted to substance abuse and, kind of got into alcohol. Every day at 6 o'clock, we would have fights. And then those fights from verbal became like, physically abusive. My parents had to come and pack my bags to actually get me out of the marriage. Wow. So I led that for 4 years. There were good times, there were bad times, but I almost cried every single day because I was like, what did I get myself into? And when people now ask me, what do I miss about my marriage? I just tell them the person I used to be before it. So that's my bottom line, that it got so toxic. But you learn from it. Again, like I went through a hypnosis course during that 4 year and had the whole business. So I learned a multi-million-dollar lesson because I lost $100,000 of my own and his that we had combined, put into this lifestyle medicine sanctuary. So from that, I was like, okay, now that 100,000 I lost, I gotta make it into $1 million, because it was a lesson learned, not money lost in actuality, right? So I feel like I really didn't get much time to kind of heal myself because it was one thing after another.
Yeah.
And then when I got out of that marriage, again, I didn't have much money and my parents were in a situation where they didn't have cash flow. So I literally flew back to San Diego, got a job offer on LinkedIn to work at CVS. That was crazy. I was going through so much hardship, got a message saying, hey, would you like to come and work for me? And in my favorite town, San Diego. So while in pharmacy school, a lot of my friends were in San Diego. So I would come, hang out, and I really felt the love for the town and how I felt at peace. Like, the universe is amazing because it kind of, the law of attraction got me here, got the job, worked for 2 years, got fired. And then I was like, okay, this is the perfect time to launch, because in the 2 years that I had with them, I had invested a lot in my knowledge and, having passive incomes. So when I lost that job, I still had like 3,000 to 5,000 coming from my passive incomes. So I could actually focus on launching a business. And that's what saved me, even though like I only worked for a little bit, but I'm pretty savvy with how to invest money. Like now I completely manage my parents' portfolio, my family, like extended family's portfolios. So like, I guess life teaches you, things. Like I got rocks thrown at me and I built a castle from it. And that's what happened.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
You're a badass. That's all I'll say. That's the word that comes to my mind when I hear you talk. Wow.
Yeah. So
you and I,
so much for that.
I know that you said, you and I have had a lot of similar situations. I wasn't married, but it was kind of like I was married. So definitely with that, I got fired from my job at community pharmacy that I worked at. So yeah, I can really relate to everything that you're saying. And I can't imagine not only having to endure emotional and physical abuse, but also then having to, lose money and all of that. So I can imagine that must have been really tough for you.
Yeah. I mean, when you go through it, like nobody other than your own heart knows that what you've been through and how you've gotten through. Like I literally slept on couches of the friends that I knew between LA and San Diego for 4 months. I had that foldable bed that was like a nice foam cushiony mattress in my rental car that was 15 years old. Like the car was like, cause you get it for like $350 per month, and then throw in another $100 for insurance. And then that's how, and don't forget that, guys, I was married to a really rich guy. So we had like 10 people at home as home staff. I lived in a completely paid $3 million house. We had like almost like 7 cars. Like I was living the dream life, but it was the golden handcuffs I had, right? Because I had to go through the alcohol problems every day. And like, I wanted to start a family, but then how do you start a family with someone who's an alcoholic? So it was just so much emotional trauma. And then I was like, okay, like I just got to start again and make it bigger than what it was. And that, I think that drive inside me is so huge that I just keep going. But then what happened was I crashed again in 2020 February. My body completely froze. Like I couldn't do anything. Like my gut issues all came back. So I was like, okay, I think I've just done too much, and I haven't taken any rest, any self-care, proper care.
Yeah.
And I was like bedridden for 4 months. Couldn't get out of the bed. Like I still did business like 1 or 2 hours a day. I would do massive, like good quality meetings if they were worth it, but I still had to rest like almost 15 hours a day. And that's how I got through 2020 and started feeling back to normal. 2021, even better. And now I'm kind of almost feeling like myself. But like, if I don't take care of myself, like how Miriam said, like she would, if she falls out of her self-care routine, like she would get dragged into all this stuff. And it's same thing happens to me. So you have to block your self-care time. Like today, I wanted to get on earlier, but I wanted to finish my yoga before I come out to speak. And I didn't compromise on that. Even if it was 20 minutes, I still did my yoga. You know, I had my morning green juice. I have to start my day with green juice for gut health. So I'm going to get into gut health because I've been through all of that myself. And I think you guys can take away some really great stuff that you can start implementing right away if you're not doing it.
Awesome.
And well, plus also, like I was like, if the answers are anyways outside of pharmacy school, why am I even like wasting my time here? So that's how I got into like holistic medicine, plant medicine, nutrition, and whatnot. So
Awesome. We want to learn from you. Leaky gut, right? That's what you're talking about. Healing leaky gut.
yes, leaky gut, healing the leaky gut, because your gut is your first brain, guys. Like everything that goes through your mouth has to go through your gut, right? And sometimes the connection between the brain and the gut is delayed. So you don't even realize that you have like done something tremendously horrible to your body. And, you know, like your brain is the second one. So I honestly believe that your gut is your brain. Be intuitive with your body and listen to what it's telling you, right? Like gut is telling you. So we're going to get into the R's, like the 5 R's of healing your gut. And I have my own little techniques that I have figured out that has helped me. So let's go with the first one, which is remove. And the remove method is basically trying to remove toxin overload, parasites, or, you know, like if you have mucus is a huge problem. So what I would really, really suggest is to go for hydrocolon therapy. It really helps. I know it's hard, but it's better than doing coffee enemas at home. Let's be honest. Like I've tried both. I would rather just go and hang out with a clinician and chat and let her do the work. If you go on Groupon, every town usually has a practitioner offering hydrocolon therapy sessions. And what I would do is kind of build a relationship with the person who has good ratings on there, and then kind of just, you know, I go through that, but then I kind of always tell them that I want to add value to your practice. Let me buy a whole package, you know, that's full price, because Groupon doesn't really help them that much, but it's good to just find someone with good ratings there. So that's what I would really suggest that you
Sorry, that was somebody's unmute.
Oh, that's fine.
Random side note. I had that done. I think it was hydro it was something with the colon in Bali. This is random,
Yeah.
but had it done twice, and you just feel so much lighter
Oh
after.
my
It's
God, like the energy, like
yeah,
you will feel like, oh my God, like I'm a new person. That's how I felt when I was going
yeah,
through my gut issues. And then in functional medicine, I don't know if you guys know, but like we actually have this concept that after every meal, you should be actually going to the restroom.
yeah,
And it doesn't happen. We have clients that don't go for weeks, right? Like at pharmacy, we're like always talking to people who are like looking for enemas and stuff. So imagine going from 3 times a day, that being a norm, to going, we maybe go 1 time a day, but a lot of people don't even go that way. And I mean, I think you guys can kind of learn from that too, that how important it is to go and get some removal process done. And then of course there's some really good formulas out there that can help you with expelling parasites. Like parasites will come out during the hydrocolon therapy too, but you know, gut cleaning takes a lot. Like there's this book called Clean Gut, in Audible. If you have credits, oh my God, it's a 4 to 5 hour Audible. It will change your life. And that's what I started learning from with gut healing. So I highly suggest Clean Gut as a book. And then hydrocolon therapy is my favorite. Also, we're going to go through some other extra points like giveaway, like on how to start changing your daily habits. We're going to get into also removing allergens and stress, and you know, making sure that you are not starting your day with coffee, because coffee is very acidic to your very
ah,
sensitive gut. So maybe a
no.
matcha latte. I mean, I started my day today with a big glass of green juice, and it's so healing to your gut. Like
Have
I'm telling you, you will start seeing the difference on how your day runs. Like instead of your day running you, you can run your day when you
Have you
change
ever
it.
heard of mud water? Has anybody tried that?
I saw it on Instagram, but then when it's on Instagram, I'm like, I don't know if I really want to get like,
My
it's like
friend
drink the
my friend
Kool-Aid.
recommended it. What mushroom coffee? Yeah, it's so this one, the mud water has a seventh of the caffeine in that coffee does. So instead of 95 milligrams, whatever divided by seven is, and then it has like lion's mane and reishi mushrooms. So
Cordyceps,
yeah.
reishi. It's probably a good formula. You
Oh, okay. I'm
always
looking
want
it up.
to check sourcing, guys. Like how are they sourcing it? What's the processing of their of their active ingredients? Because the chemicals used in anything could be disruptive. So if it's a cheaper source, then it's hard. So if you like the sourcing of it, like go for it, but do your due diligence on it. I've seen the mud water, and I mean, I like the formulation. I just haven't tried it because I make my own. I have cordyceps, ginseng, and then matcha blend that I've created. So, and then sometimes I add cacao to it, or even ashwagandha. You
Yeah.
know, whatever you want to add to your own blend, but having mud water handy could really help for sure.
Yeah. Cool.
So yeah, so don't start your day with coffee. Do something that's more
I like
basic.
coffee. No, I'm kidding. I like
I mean, have it sometime in the day, but definitely not first thing. Also, you could do a litmus test and see how your body pH is, because we talk about alkaline water and all that, right? Antioxidant loaded water. But then if we don't even take care of our body's pH, like what are we really doing? Because our body becomes a sum of what you're putting in it, right?
yeah.
So you could do a litmus test to see. Second one is replace. So we might be low on enzymes, that the digestive enzymes. So you want to replace it. If you want something natural, I highly recommend papaya, pineapple. They have some really good enzymes that are naturally in there. If not, you could find a good digestive formula out there that you know, you can get. This third one is re-inoculate, which is basically putting fermented foods in your body to get the prebiotic with the probiotic, because probiotic alone will not do it. You want to make sure there is prebiotic, which is the food for the probiotic, if you think of it in simple terms. So you want these things to stick, the good bacteria, that your microflora that you're trying to reintroduce to your gut lining. So if you have a good quality probiotic already, maybe match it with a banana. Banana is great for getting that slimy texture for the microbiome to stick on it. And then we're gonna move to, well, kefir kombucha, and then non-dairy yogurts. I really like them. Kombucha, make sure you check like there is like a high quality organic, because kombucha can have mold in it, and that could really be detrimental to your gut. So you want to make sure that you are, you know, like making like the sourcing. Again, sourcing. Everything is about sourcing, and we're big on that. Fourth is repair. So we want to repair, and my favorite molecules or active ingredients are omega-3s, krill oil, vitamin D, vitamin B5, zinc carnosine, huge help when it comes to healing your gut. And then of course I love collagen. So going on like a bone broth diet, if you can afford like expensive collagen, that's fine. Like you could do a high quality bone broth. Pick the one that's in the cooler section or in the, you know, in the freezer section, because you want like a high quality that is bioavailable to your gut basically. And then what else? L-glutamine, I didn't mention that one, is huge when it comes to rebuilding the gut. And then I kind of added my own fifth one, which is rebalance your life. Like parasympathetic activation, endocannabinoid system activation, basically CB1, CB2 receptors. And it doesn't have to come from THC. It could come from your regular food, like turmeric, you know, chocolate, high quality chocolate that doesn't have sugar and milk, but like actual high quality cacao, and then maybe like a maple syrup or honey. Like what can happen in your body with sugar versus a natural processed sugar versus a natural sweetener is humongous. So for a lot of info that you want on this kind of stuff, nutritionfacts.org. Dr. Michael Gerber is really good with that information. I started with him because in pharmacy school, that was when back in the day in 2012, there was nothing available other than him talking about a lot of studies and, you know, different processes that happen in the body with comparing natural molecules versus synthetic molecules. So I started there. And then rebalancing your life, also like yoga, self-love, like what, you know, like going through the process and the steps with Miriam, Christina, you know, all of that is also rebalanced, because we cannot like take that equation out. Like that's why I want to come on board as a client to Christina, because she's like, what do you need? Like she's probably confused maybe, like, but I haven't worked on a lot of things, and I've been in that overdrive that you guys talked about, like, you know, the masculine. I have a very high masculine energy, and I sometimes don't understand how to balance it with my feminine. So you know, I feel like Christina's course would really help with bringing that balance, the yin and yang balance that we're talking about. So with that, I'm complete, and I hope everyone learned something.